It's time to suspend your disbelief once again. Welcome back, everyone. This is your goddess, Sarah Belly, bringing you once again back into other waters. I hope you all are taking good care of yourselves. I'm trying to. I'm running a fever and I'm very sick, so... Ugh. Yeah, I just have no backlog just because I've been really sick the last week. I do have another checkup in a few days, so hopefully we'll figure out something. But that's just how it goes. Hope y'all are doing good. Make sure to take good care of yourselves. Feel free to lay back and close your eyes and listen to this one. As beautiful as I'd say this game is, with its simplistic art, I think the story is the main part that speaks for this game. And the music, of course. Sound design has been great. I do notice that the game is very left-heavy with how it likes the dialogue sounds. Where, like, the noises are evenly spaced between my two ears, but I feel like the music's primarily in the left for some reason. Alright, it just could be my headphones are actually just finally dying on me. In any case, I will live. Let's go to lab. Biohazard laboratory. Oh yeah, of course, feel free to like, subscribe, leave a comment if you enjoy it anytime. Looks like there's our little pilot over there, just walking around the labs in taxonomy. Let's take this for excellent. Alright, so we just drag those in here and get the scan of them. And then across through. Simple enough. Multiple taxonomy entries updated for that one. That is... multiple entries updated for that one as well. I'm gonna try to limit using anything for unintended things. Let's check out the taxonomies. Spore catchers. Spore catchers are small, soft-bodied creatures which move quickly through the water using siphon jets. Their mantle, striped with bright colors that shift as they swim, allow the creatures to modify their movement through the water with precise flapping motions. Watching them navigate the water is hypnotic. Their rapid turns and loops show an incredible agility, flitting through the water like a bat or bird. Spore catchers use this wide range of movement to pursue the various fungal spores that are produced by the reef stalks. The spore catchers seem to be highly selective about which spores they wish to consume, suggesting that analysis of the stalk spores might tell us more about the spore catcher's behavior and diet. Behavior recorded by Dr. Ellery Vass. Analysis of the unique chemical compounds found in the stalk spores and a wider understanding of how the stalks use spores to communicate suggests a more mutual relationship between spore catchers and stalks than initially assumed. Alright, so it's either picking off the weak ones? If stalks are able to tailor their chemical makeup of their spores, it is possible that the select spores the catchers eat are intended for their consumption and contain compounds and minerals attractive to this species. The spore catchers use their color-shifting properties to hide among stalk colonies. It seems increasingly possible that stalk colonies and spore catchers are mutualistically linked, and catchers serve the needs of specific stalk patches. What those needs are, however, is not yet clear. Analysis of a spore catcher. Her egg, if found, may help us gain a full picture of their physiology. So it wants us to find eggs. We need an egg sample to complete the theories and egg sample analysis. And we get a sketch at the study's completion. Ooh, that's cool. Stalk scraper. And then the jointed shells. So we're already starting to get at, build up a taxonomy. It looks like there's going to be 5 unique is it? I can never remember the terms, but, is it family, genus, whatever? I can never remember the terms to save my life. I just remember a bunch of cool, weird genes and stuff like that. There's a lot of sea creatures with amazing abilities. And I love them all. Especially the scalyfoot snail, but because I am just a creature. I love my volcano snail. Stalk scrapers are large, translucent shelled creatures with a distinctive swimming motion, which feed primarily on stalk colonies. Surprisingly nimble despite their size, stalk scrapers use some of their modified limbs to swim through the water, and others to scrape away the chitinous membrane of the stalks. This is tolerated by the stalks to some degree, although they are also by these shrill sacs to scare the scrapers away. Stalk scrapers seem to be one of the more socially active of the reef creatures. They will call each other when grazing and when frightened. Each specimen has a unique cloud pattern to its shell. I wonder if how those are formed and what their significance in these is within communities. Behavior. Analysis of stalk bark shows that it is chitin-based, as suspected, containing glucose and high levels of polysaccharides. Alright, so that polysaccharides can be good sources of other calories, like the glucose, right? Yeah. I don't know. I am so many years removed from a biology course. This makes an ideal food source for the scrapers. Alright, so polysaccharides would probably be... yeah. But not only this, it makes stalk membrane a vital substance for lichen scrapers. Lichen scraper shell formation. The more stalk membrane consumed, the larger and thicker the scraper's shell will become, which explains the variance in scraper shell size and translucency. Going further, shells may also be markers of a stalk scraper's importance within the community. A larger shell means a more effective grazer, and therefore more preferable partner. So kind of like deer. There's some creatures also, some deer also do. I can't remember if this is to attempt to intimidate predatory creatures, but they do a special kind of jump to show their vitality. I think that's for mating. But in any case, having legs that strong is very useful for escaping. I know the white-tailed deer can jump like fucking ridiculous. It can clear like a 6-foot fence. I swear. Yeah. It can clear quite a ridiculous fence. But further analysis of scraper shells is needed to continue this line of inquiry. Fortunately, no theories, because we need shell samples, and then we need to complete it to get the sketch. Collodea. Fungal stalks. Ooh. Okay, so they're all in the same family. Genus, whatever. Animals, yeah, whatever the terms are. So reef stalks. Reef stalks are fungal life forms which take the form of a series of stalks and plates anchored to rocky substrates. Their chitin exterior ranges in color from dark amber to acid yellow. Ooh, that would be so pretty. No, I mean the dark amber one mostly, but acid yellow mixed in would give it a very beautiful orange and yellow, sir. Leading them to resemble oversized lichens. Okay, so they resemble lichens. I wonder if that means they don't actually photosynthesize themselves, but rely on something else to produce their photosynthesis. The outer membrane is marked with slits which expand and contract, producing a distinctive hum. These slits or pores also allow both the release of spores by each colony and the absorption of other colonies' spores. I'm using this term for ease, but are these really seeds or something else? Pollen, maybe? Some sort of chemical messenger? Definitely interesting. And make sure to drink plenty of water, folks. My mouth is already getting dry from this amount of talking. Using these terms for you. Alright. Both the hum and the spore exchange seems to be part of a complex communication network between individual stalk patches or colonies. However, like earth fungi, the visible part of these stalks may only be a small part of their overall mass. What network might connect these colonies beneath the ground? Yeah, exactly. There are some funguses on Earth which are huge. Oh, it is a fungal family. These aren't a plant family. So yeah, if they are like Earth funguses, some of them get ridiculously huge. Like there is is it one of the honey shrooms? Like a southern honey shroom or something like that. I think that's what it's called. It's an edible shroom. I hear it tastes great. Whatever it was actually called. But it's like several miles across. And it's just... the mycelium of it is just huge. Behavior recorded by Dr. Ellery Voss. Analysis of stalk spores has revealed a rich cocktail of compounds unique to each spore, some of which are previously unknown to human chemistry. This aspect of the spores and their noticeable exchange, previously unknown to human chemistry, is a very low bar on... I mean, this is a completely alien world with completely different physiology. That is just a... I guess that's a good way of saying we don't know what they do. These chemical cocktails are part of the information exchange network. However, some of these spores also appear to be true spores, used for the asexual reproduction of stalk colonies, suggesting that information-carrying spores are adapted or modified reproductive spores. Interesting. Analysis also suggests that stalk colonies may possess a high level of intelligence and cognition, and that the messaging provided by the spores is nuanced and even subjectively unique to each colony. Patterns across multiple spores from a single colony even suggest a chemical signature possessed by each stalker. Would these be thought of as stalk names? That is a significant leap. That is a significant leap. There's nothing else in it. Alright. That is quite the leap of logic, but... it could be just like... it could be even simpler than that. It could be just... some sort of interaction with their genetics. I know, apples, for instance, have this really unique, at least to my knowledge, it's unique, reproductive, like, testing system, where apples will refuse to interbreed at all. If anything's even close to it genetically, it'll refuse to fertilize. which gives you this really cool thing where like every single apple will have different seeds, completely different variety of seeds, and it is so cool. I'd love to grow a little small apple orchard of just the most random seeds I can find. I don't care if I get in some like crab apples, because some of them are actually quite delicious. Some make really good cider even, or if they're Red Delicious or whatever varieties I end up getting. I'd love to just have a big patch of them. I could use grafting to keep my favorite flavors alive forever, so that would be awesome. I know my wife would certainly enjoy that. But yes, through grafting you can technically keep an apple variety around forever. That's how they do, like the varieties you find in stores. They're grafts that have been constantly just refreshed and kept alive. It's really cool. And it leads to very reliable crops, but obviously the taste becomes very samey. Anyhow, onto the singstock. Callus Cantrix. Observations recorded by Dr. Elvery Voss. Singstalks are towering fungal stalks that, through swaying, produce a distinctive hum or groan. Part of the stalk ecology found on the central reef, the precise role of singstalks is particularly obscure. Their singing seems to connect with the sonic communication between stalks, as seen from the stalk's use of shrill sacs as an alarm mechanism. But they are communicating remains unclear. Notably, singstalks are often coated in sporing fungal growths, which release spores as the stalks sway through the water. These spores, released high enough in the water column, cover a large area of the reef. There is something tree-like in the substructure of these singstalks, so much so that they give the impression of an underwater fungal forest. Strange yet familiar. I would fucking love to see all these different things in the real world. I'd really love to get back into diving. No, I never got certified. I'd love to get certified, though. Even did one little stunt of cave diving. No, I was only swimming to an internal chamber. It was fun, though. Analysis of the stalk bark sample has given some new insights into the singstalks. Their entire biology is compressed into the chitin plates that surround each specimen. They are completely hollow. Oh, that's an interesting choice of evolution. Though in water, I guess supporting structures aren't as important. In fact, rather than being a single large stalk, singstalks are actually many spirally entwined stalks. Oh, so like a coral, which weave together to form a pillar-like shell. The scrapings of these stalks as they move against one another produces the stalk's harmonic hum, which may not be a form of communication with other colonies as first thought, but instead of kind of internal metronome, they're to synchronize the movements of each individual stalk within the weave of stalks. But if the singstalks are the bark that surrounds them, this brings with it a new question. What do singstalks contain? Further analysis is needed. And we need a tissue sample, which is the one we have not acquired yet. And signal stalks. Callus nuntius? Nuntis. I don't know. Signal stalks are tall, thin, bubble-coated stalks, which are often found alongside other stalk colonies. Like other callites, signal stalks have a chitin exterior, but unlike the other species, They feature prominent rising spores that allow them to produce large bubbles. I've named shrill sacs. Through that, this signal stalks act as the protectors of the stalk colonies, their shrill sacs breaching when predators approach, resulting in a warning screech that causes nearby stalks to retract. This makes them a target for creatures which graze on the stalks. And only some colonies are able to maintain a signal stalk protector. But how do these stalks produce their bubbles? And what dictates the growth patterns? Further analysis of their physical products and structure should help. Excuse me, give me a little break here. My throat is not used to talking so much. I hope y'all are enjoying. I am enjoying this immensely. As you can probably just hear from the joy dripping from my voice. Alright. Shrill sacs laboratory analysis shows that they're formed from a coating of mucus sealed around a pressurized mix of oxygen and carbon dioxide. The oxygen shows that the signal stalks are able to absorb oxygen from their surroundings, perhaps through their large pores. Definitely possible. Meanwhile, the CO2 must be the result of a fermentation process within the stalk itself. Could also just be expiration, but apparently they don't believe that to be the case. I guess fermentation would be just a different expiration. Yeah, it would be. Wouldn't it, Sarah? Yeah, it's just exhaled. This suggests the presence of a fungal symbiote similar to yeast within the stalk. Could be doing it itself. Unless it isn't. And the possible product of ethanol as a byproduct of this process. Though a tissue sample will be necessary to confirm this. Shrill sac production, meanwhile, seems to be a precise art. The pressurization, gas mix, and size of each shrill sac can differ from stalk to stalk, meaning the warnings can be directed to particular colonies, even individual stalks if necessary. Yeah, these seem to be quite intelligent. We have not occurred any plants or bacteria yet. Interesting. Yep, and there's our sample store. I just dropped everything off. Observation deck, inactive. Our generator is running at 34% efficiency. Tidal turbines active, core stable. I don't like how it's only at 34% efficiency. And the fact that we can just observe it functioning. Is it slowly losing power? No, it's going back to the same point. Oh, yeah, that note shows, Ellery's there. And now the bay, we can check out the dive map. Oh, this is cool. Alright, and that's where the other life sign is that they spoke of. Oh my goodness, it took me 23 minutes to go through all that. Oh, joy. I'm going to love this. Sample request. Let's be a completionist about this game. Totally, because I'm not an absolute addict. Sample request stalk scraper shell. I saw stalk scrapers here when we crossed the forest. We should search this area for fragments of the shell. Not yet. Alright. I know we're supposed to head over there, but I'm heading southwest. I hope you all don't mind. Oh, I'm loving this game tremendously. I just am such a nerd for cool sea life. Alright. Alright, let's start off with the scan. Smooth pebbles. Large smooth pebbles sit in the sand. Beyond, I can see the sun catching the amber terraces of stock forests. The pale sand is unmoving here, but to the north I can see the yawning chasm and strong currents of a wide rift. EV. So yeah, EV is just Ellery. Sing stalk. Blooming stalk. Stalk is leaking spores and elides from a wide slit in its side. They are carried across the soft sands by the currents coming from the East Reef. And that is definitely a sampling spot, right? Is it close enough to sample? No, I figured not. I don't know. Let's head south, like I wanted to. Metal debris. Looks like Maine has had to salvage parts of the base to build what she needed to survive. She must have been here for many months before I arrived. Yeah. This is definitely gonna be a slow game, but I'm enjoying it. Split boulders. Some ruined equipment lies in the shelter of two boulders. An early way station site, perhaps. Open sand. The western side of the finger becomes increasingly enclosed by rocky outcrops as it leads towards the shallower water. Alright. I'm gonna continue heading this way. I know my pilot is not going to be too approving of me focusing on the biology. Oh. No, I should probably finish reading here first here. Across the open sand, I could see the faint shapes of stalk colonies rising up in ordered rows. Open sand. I know it's simple, but I like doing that. Some good signal stalks. At the edge of the strange terraces of this underwater forest, the stalk sits like a sentry, armed with a coating of bubbles. I can definitely pick up some more bubbles there. Patterns of stalks stretch back into the distant pathways and terraces of some unknown design. This must be the western stalk forest. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, but I saw in the load screen that we are only 4% of the way through the game. This is going to be a fun one. I could have sworn I saw a bunch of people saying that this game was only like 5 hours or so long, but I think I'm going to get more than that out of here. Reef stalks. Alright. I should read it. It is the location one. Oh, yep, that. That's just that one I did already read. Alright. Row of stalks. Unlike the southern reef, the stalks here are ordered in curving rows, tightly packed and evenly spaced. And I don't think I'm going to be able to get through there. Yeah, had a feeling. Oh. Bloated stalk. The stalks bulge out from their base, forming a rounded... Oh, I've started logging data on these strange inflated stalks. They look ill. Yeah. No, forming the rounded pulsing growths, they look discolored and stretched. So are they going to have some sort of parasite or something? Alright, so that's the same thing. Alright, so that means that is definitely a, sampling. Or maybe not. I expected that to be a spot we can sample. Signal stalk. No. Glittering stalk. Sample candidate. Another of the reef's tall stalks, dotted with translucent bubbles. Might as well. Nothing wrong with having a full inventory. Even if it's just signal bubbles. A simple little mini-game for those, but... No, I got a random friend request. No. I don't know them, so, no. To the west, the stalks spread in thick pathways, curving between strangely corroded stones. I thought I was on Do Not Disturb on Steam, anyway. Oh. Yeah, I'm on Do Not Disturb. No idea. I get an occasional random friend request here and there. To the west, the stalks spread in thick pathways, curving between strangely corroded stones. Stalk pathways. As they curve south, the stalks meet the rising wall of rocks which shelter the surrounding reefs. Alright, I'm gonna have to, unfortunately, disturb you. Another bloated stalk. The membrane of these stalks is thin enough to be translucent in areas, stretching to breaking point by whatever is inside. Sample candidate. The rock behind this growth looks as if it has been melted. Its layers whirl in distorted forms, revealing a metallic core. Oh? Do they collect metal? Or something? Looks like a star. Or like the Dark Souls star. Nice circular region. It is a circular region around this thing. I thought you said it was a sample candidate. Yeah, sample candidate. Do I need to learn more about it first? Sat silently among the turrets as the stalk bristles with bubbles. Alright. Might as well head over there, because you're not going to let me sample that yet, at least. I mean, that's about as difficult as it realistically would be in the real world. Never investigated it. Stalk pathway. The stalks seem to be growing around the bloated growths, isolating them from each other. What purpose does this serve? Yeah, exactly what I was thinking. Seem to be isolated, either protected or contained. Oh, and they're even aggressively separated from each other. Bloated growth, sample candidate. Stalks form a loose perimeter around this growth, which bulges unsteadily as if it's about to burst. Bloated stalk. When alarmed, these stalks burst open, releasing their toxic contents into the local water. Could they be defending themselves? Alright, no point in holding back. Let's head on over to it. Still not letting me sample. Alright. I'm not too bothered. The pulsing, pumping rhythm of these stalks' contractions suggests that some process is happening within them. So either some sort of parasite or defense mechanism. The four other life signs around it have me intrigued. Another stalk pathway. If these stalks are isolating the bloats, perhaps it is because they are dangerous to the colony itself. Yeah. It'd be easy to become lost in the complex patterns traced by the rows of stalks. I wonder if where they lead. Same. Let's continue heading southward. Oh. It exploded. It is 30% microbial. Oh, and it is eating our power. Let's head over for there. Okay, so those are dangerous to us. Alright, so... they burn through our oxygen. Thankfully, we can literally just restore oxygen. So... alright. Glittering stalk sample candidate. The stalks atop this corroded husk of a boulder melted down a little more than a pebble. So this is a glittering stalk. I wonder if I can... no, so that doesn't let us... oh no, I've already sampled this. Sorry, the fox is a little something brain. To the west stands the final pathway of stalks before the colony fades into the sand and rock. Brief bloat. Large, broad stalks that burst easily, expelling toxic microbes. It's enough data to log and classify these inflated stalks. I'm going to call them reef bloats. I missed the first message. These bloats pulse unnervingly, as if at any moment they might burst open, choking the water with a microbial cloud. Yes, they do. And I'm tempted to get myself more samples. They're a lot of power. Spark colony, toxic microbial colony found inside bloated stalks. They produce a lot of power. They might be handy. If it's a little risky to the pilot to, harvest them. Alright. Yeah, I know, I should have plotted out a path first. This line of stalks marks the western edge of the colony. In this direction, a rock wall rises up beyond the sandy shelf. Alright. Yeah. Western wall. The western wall rises up towards the shallowest part of the shelf, just meters below the surface of this planet-spanning ocean. So it is a fully ocean world. I thought so. Alright, now we're out of that. That takes a sizable chunk of oxygen. Oh. Dark cave. Below the steep wall, a dark crescent-shaped sinkhole cuts into the shelf. Fallen rocks from the walls are strewn across the sand. Nothing else. Alright. Into the cave. This game's really gonna put my voice to work. World passage. The walls of this passage twist inward with thick veins of growth. We must be heading beneath the stalks. Bloated roots. Thick bloated roots poke through the rock wall, and something pulses within them. This is a rare chance to sample the stalk root network. Alright, so let's get a good sample. Bloated root, sampled from beneath the stalk forest. 20% fungal, 20% root. Oh my goodness. Time flat goes by quickly while playing this game. Anything else here? Nope. Yeah, nothing else here. Alright. Oh, and the path sealed up behind me. That is something I'll have to be careful of. Ooh. Alright. Note to self. Don't be stupid, you dumb fox. Alright. Oh. What did I do that first time? Not successfully release it, maybe? Swiped. Oh, what was the description? Yep. Alright, reef bloat. I'm gonna not aggravate another one of those. Oh, did I accidentally throw a reef bloat? That's what I did. Large stocks, yeah. Bloated growth. Are all the bloats connected? Interesting. Some veins or roots must run through the spot. Stalk pathways. The bloated stalks seem to be precisely spaced out between the stalks. Are we damaging the colony by disturbing them? Also, I've noticed this one below us has actually calmed down. So I'm guessing there's some sort of defense mechanism. Of some sort. Glittering stalk, these bubble-lined ones. Alright, so that's just... That'll be helpful. Don't want to run out of these, after all. Yeah, this is without question busy work, but it is still fun. There we go. Oh, stalk pathway. Clearing these stalks is a delicate task, and I hope that their reaction is temporary and not a terminal state. Thankfully, we do know that they do refresh. You have nothing to worry about in that regard. Bloated growth. It's a strangely shaped clearing. What causes the stalks to grow like this? There's something I'm not seeing here. Yeah, a predator that would require these toxins. Pulse can be felt running through the shelf from the north, making the sand ripple in small, soft waves. Yeah, I'm gonna head that way. And another one. Stalk pathway. These curving avenues of stalks seem to mark loose perimeters around each bloat growth. Why? Yeah, we've seen that message. Oh, you could get dead fucking lost in here quickly. Alright. Emphasis on the dead part. If you're not careful, you can easily run out of samples. And then we'll actually have to do biological damage. Which I'll apologize for in advance. I know marine biologists would do whatever they can to avoid that. We should start making our way back. I'm gonna play overly cautious till I figure out the actual dangers. Something's singing down here. I'm gonna head over there just to pick up 3 more. Just they replenish them so quickly and they're handy. Not only as emergency oxygen, if needed. Oh, this is such a world. And we're back. Well, our little mission is Thank you for the refresh. You'll slowly rebuild those. Let's give them a call. Drone ready. Let's get picked up. So it's about 4.2 hours traveling back and forth. Well, sorry, my dear pilot, but that's how it's gonna be. Keep the review on me. Lab. Sample analysis, let's get that. Spark colony. Reef float taxonomy. Entry updated. Good, good. Float route. And then reef float updated again. Alright. Now we probably got a fair bit of taxonomy for this one. Okay, so it's still a relative of the other, close relative with the other stalks, that's obvious. Reef float. I'm gonna read this next episode, folks. My voice is killing me. I hope y'all enjoyed that little reprieve. Did you rest your heads when I spoke? I hope you did. I hope my voice was at least somewhat relaxing, even if it could be a little unsteady with the sheer amount that I've been talking. Do take good care of yourselves. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed. And I'll see you when I see you. Bye!